The King is watching, and this is indeed one of those games where the name of the game also explains the core mechanic, which, to be honest, is the main thing that distinguishes this game from other roguelike city builders. I'm Beggles, and I think The King is Watching is pretty darn decent. Does it have its faults? Yes, definitely, and we will go through those later, but there are enough to make fans of the genre get a whole lot of time out of it. Subscribing and liking helps this channel, and it's completely free. Even before I started playing The King is Watching, it reminded me of Super Fantasy Kingdom, and it really is the only other game that I've experienced that has a similar mechanic to this one. The screen is split into two sections, your city building resource management area, and then a battle space, which is where your army attempts to defeat nightly raids to survive longer and earn some rewards. These fights are mostly automatic, although there are a few spells that you can use to influence the fights. So the game follows a familiar path to roguelike city builders. You have cards, namely resource collection, mines, wells, sawmills, and the like. You have a few item generating buildings that will create spells, and then you have your military buildings which use your resources to train units to get you through those raids. If not for the main mechanic of The King is Watching, the kingdom itself would be way too small, only having about 16 or so squares on which to fill. But you see, the only way to activate these squares is with the King's Gaze, and this takes the form of like a Tetris shape, which can be rotated and expanded, meaning at the start you can only be using 3 of your buildings at once until you upgrade that king. Now this might seem complicated on paper, but it's actually really simple in execution and definitely the most enjoyable addictive element of managing your kingdom. One of the bigger changes in gameplay mechanics here compared to others in the genre is that during runs, you don't just naturally progress and unlock more advanced units and resources. Indeed, the way to progress well during your run is to choose the enemy waves that are going to attack you. Every 3 waves or so, you get to set up the raiding parties and also get a glimpse of what rewards you will get for defeating them. To get the better military items, you will need to choose wisely and spend a lot of resources on extending the maximum size of your army. This is something that you would definitely need to become good at if you want to win runs, especially moving through the difficulties. Indeed, on my first run, I was feeling very confident, defeating every wave that came my way with ease, and then got completely obliterated by the final dragon boss, sending me sheepishly back to the drawing board. So The King is Watching is a fun, technical city builder that definitely has the ability to go deep in terms of build paths, despite RNG. So what's the catch? Well, there's a few, and some of them are being addressed by the developers as we speak. Runs here are long, especially at the start when you are playing on the default speed. We're talking over 1 hour long, and there's currently no save feature, which means you're kind of stuck with it. Now, the save feature will help here, but I was a little annoyed that you need to complete runs to get access to special king spells, and given the length of each run, well, I didn't want to spend an extra hour doing a basic run through just to get access to these special spells, given they are some of the bigger differentiation between the king characters. Another issue I have, linking in with the time once again, is that I felt almost obligated to run this game on the 2 and 3 times speed to make the length manageable. As you're getting into harder situations that requires more skill with placement and utilization, this can lead to mistakes with management as you need to ramp up quickly to survive those waves. The raid skirmishes are cool, although the game holds back the numbers behind very hard to meet wood-based upgrades, and whilst watching 16 little dudes fight is cool, it would be more impressive watching 60, especially if I could zoom in on the battlefield to see what's happening. Saying that, there's definitely some creativity with the units and the way they interact and fight in battle. The King is Watching is a game I will continue to play and keep an eye out for the updates. I'd say it's sort of an 8 out of 10 kind of title at this stage. Let me know if you give it a crack.